Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what is really better than sex? Something you were dreading getting cancelled. In terms of instant relief, cancelling plans is like heroin. Like a call with your boss that you aren't ready for. I had that happen to me. I was going to tell my boss off and quit. Then the next morning I got a call from the regional manager telling me my boss was fired and I would be taking over his responsibilities on a temporary basis. I ended up getting that position permanently. I attribute that meeting being cancelled to all of my professional success over the last decade. Not having to worry if you can afford something. Edit: I thought this would have got lost in the one-up bot oblivion. Go figure. My brother never worries if he can afford anything. That is a huge problem because he is always broke. Well, you don't need $1 million to do nothing, man. Take a look at my cousin. He's broke, don't do shit. Sound sleep. Sound sleep is criminally underrated. Like a misdemeanor at least. Letting out a giant fart and then your stomach pain stops. And your pants fit better. Fit better because they fill up, d. Not having to worry about the living costs for the next month. Oh man, during COVID. I was unemployed for a bit. The unemployment did hit for like 11 weeks. But when it did, mega relief. Went from about to ask my parents for money to I can manage this for a few months, in an instant. Recently quit a job where I put my 110% in. They treated me like shit, I quit. Been jobless for 3 weeks and it's been the worst. No spending money. No money to eat. Sleeping on my mom's couch. Thankfully just got a new job so hopefully things start looking up soon. Don't know why I'm venting on Reddit but I hope someone can relate. Falling on your bed after a productive day and a hot shower, knowing it's weekend/day off tomorrow. Edit: what might improve the experience, rain outside, fresh bed sheets. I don't know man but I love food and sometimes a nice meal will go a long way improving my mood and overall well-being. It's even better if you're legitimately hungry. That and truly good music are the two things that make me go, God, it's good to be alive. My loved ones are okay too. Feeling of stability and safety. Not as if I won't get punched today, more like I do not need to worry if I have enough to pay my rent. My husband's job realized they were hemorrhagic mechanics because they were the bottom on the barrel when it came to pay in our area. They gave the ones they still had a $5/hour raise to get them more competitive. Somehow my younger daughter figured out the pin for the on-demand on our basement TV and ordered $95 worth of episodes of her favorite show, which we have through a streaming app but that TV doesn't stream. 6 months ago I would have been in tears when I saw that bill. I'd have to figure out what goes late. But because of the raise, and the fact that he averages 100 hours/check so this has been a huge raise for us, I felt mild annoyance. Since he's gotten his raise we haven't had a late bill. I paid my car off early. We're starting to save. And I've been able to reduce my anxiety medication because so much of my anxiety was triggered by money issues and now I don't have that. My blood pressure is down. I'm not at buy everything I want levels but I'm comfortable for the first time since I was a teenager. I'd hate giving up sex but I'd do it to guarantee this feeling forever, but I'd do it because I'm pretty sure it's extended my life. Edit: rip inbox. I've never seen this many notifications in such a short amount of time. Thanks for the rewards, kind internet strangers. But I encourage you to funnel your money, if you are able, into programs fighting for better pay for people and for those fighting for healthcare for all. More people should have financial security. Overall mental health over temporary pleasure. Getting a bad abscess in a tooth drilled out. I tried getting an emergency appointment over a weekend but was told I'd have to wait till Monday. Monday came and I still remember that feeling of relief when it was drilled out, lasted longer than any orgasm I've ever had. The one and only root canal I ever had, was like this. When the drill broke through the root and the infection started draining out from behind my nose, it was the most overwhelmingly immediate relief. I even moaned. Please tell me you're telling the truth because I have my appointment for this exact thing coming up and I'm freaking out over it. Like I want the pain to stop but the whole idea of the procedure is too much. For me it was when the overcare finally kicked in. I needed a root canal when an internal cavity in my molar eventually broke my tooth open leaving pulp exposed. She kept injecting it all over around the tooth and even drilled into my jaw to try injecting it from underneath, and she refused to believe I could still feel it and got pissy at me whenever I winced in pain whenever she would try to get started, thinking I'm being over-dramatic and confusing pressure with pain. Number. She eventually injected it directly into my exposed tooth pulp, and that was the most intense 0.1 seconds of pain of my life, followed by final relief. I almost wanted to fall asleep while she did the rest of the procedure. A good shit after a few days of constipation. There ain't nothing like taking a good shit. A few years ago my mom made ham and bean soup. The next day I took the best shit of my life. I felt like a new man and had a better perspective on life after that shit. I'll never forget it. One time I had been feeling bloated and then I absolutely annihilated a church bathroom. God, I feel bad for that church's janitor. Taking a piss after holding it in throughout the movie in theaters. Oh, you gotta just go take the piss. You develop a sense for slow points in movies. It makes the remainder so much more enjoyable. Source: I love Marvel movies but I cannot stop myself from getting the big soda. Wish I could just avoid the soda and be done with it. I'll spend an afternoon without having to go, but as soon as I walk through the theater doors the urge to piss begins increasing to the point I have to say fuck it and lose a couple of scenes. Getting rid of that piece of kernel that was stuck in between your teeth for hours. Or when your one nostril finally clears after suffering for half a day. Few fact, orgasms will clear up your sinuses as well, since the rush of adrenaline usually causes the tissues in your nose to shrink. Just making it to the toilet when you have a turd trying to push past your last line of defense. Got a 9 grip on a 10 turd. Prairie doggy it. Really hard to walk at a fast pace while trying to clench your asshole shut. Edit, autocorrect trying to change a word for me. Connection. When she's actually also your friend. When you can goof off and be silly. Laugh for real. You'll know it when you're somewhere, see something and laugh not because you think it's funny, but because you know how she'd react if she saw it. Same from her to you. Also cuddles. Specifically in the colder seasons. I agree so hard. I married my best friend and got a dog. Every single day is dope as hell. One time we had a water fight inside the house at midnight on a weeknight and laughed like hell. We're stuck in lockdown right now, and although I wish we could go out, everything I need is right here. Instructions unclear, married my best friend's dog. Lucky bastard. Getting to pee after holding for an hour. Damn right. I love it when Getty G goes to the urinal. Getty G goes to the urinal. That's a cool band name. Quitting a shitty job. Definitely quitting one you've been doing for 5 years and with no notice. Just walking out because you decided then and there you couldn't take anymore. Got that weight coming off your shoulders. Looking back on your life when you're old and feeling a complete and utter feeling of categorical satisfaction of a life well lived. I also heard that drugs are pretty cool. That sounds nice. I'll try that in my next life. Can confirm, some drugs better than sex. Sex are better with drug. Healthy body. One less problem to think about. And a healthy mind. You're asking too much of me. Plus, if it looks healthy enough it can help you get more sex. To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. It is best in life. Questions on r/Askreddit that aren't about sex. Sexes of Reddit, F18, what was the sexiest sex that you've ever sexed? Was the sex sexy? How much sex? What was the amount of sexiness during the sex, like was it sexy? I wouldn't doubt it. Sexers tend to be pretty good at sex. Please respond sexers. Posts on Tofu that aren't made up about sex. Tofu by accidentally having sex on a Zoom call with my class. The teacher was angry but then everyone clapped and the teacher hit on me and offered me an A but I said no and now I'm a professional camboy, link below. Seriously, if there was one sub I could delete from the front page it would be Tofu. Posts with 40 Kelvin upvotes that say Tofu by doing ______ while having sex. I swear this site feels like it's 90% bots. A cold glass of water when you're really thirsty or tired from physical activity. Eating your favorite food item from your favorite local restaurant after not having had it for a long time. Foreplay. Good long sensual foreplay can last for hours. Sexy playtime. The end act is almost irrelevant. See. This person gets it. But not for another 2 hours. 360 no scope. Oh baby, a triple. Smoke. Smoke. Smoke weed every day. That dump that's been grinding and churning her stomach all day. This was me yesterday at a bar. I just felt bad for the toilet line after I was finished, knowing someone might pass out from asphyxiation. Glad I somehow waited till I was leaving.